By evening, after visiting the UNESCO heritage site, churches and convents of Goa, and other churches, we decided to visit a beach nearby our hotel in Panjim. Along the shoreline, we saw the giant floating casino vessels, which will turn vibrant as the night falls. Soon, we arrived at the beach named Miramar Beach. Located in the heart of Goa's capital, Miramar Beach in Panjim is the longest beach in the state. Stretching as far as 2 kilometers, the beach sits on the confluence of the Mondovi River and the Arabian Sea, offering splendid oceanic views. The beach is a perfect destination for picnics, barbecue parties, casual meetups, and is popular among both families and honeymooning couples. The beach is also a perfect getaway for adventure lovers, offering a number of water sport opportunities, including boat rides and dolphin spotting. Miramar is also populated by a number of eateries, pubs, and restaurants that line the beach. As it was late evening, many families and couples were enjoying the sunset at the beach. A group of teenagers were seen playing kabaddi along the coast. The players seems to be enjoying every moment of game. Soon after sunset, we could clearly see the illuminated casinos from the street adjacent to our hotel. These luxurious floating casinos are situated in the river named Mondovi. We walked towards the riverbank to get a closer view of the entire environment. Apart from tourists, many local crowd too has assembled at the river shore to spend time watching the floating giants and enjoy the breeze. All casinos were highly illuminated in such a way that each wanted to showcase its pride. While most of these casinos are functional all round the day, late evening to midnight is the peak activity time in these casinos. These offshore casinos have ticket counters situated at the main streets. Boats were seen plying with people from shores to these casinos. These casinos offer different packages starting from Indian rupees 1000, which includes few freebies like unlimited food, beverages, alcohol and gaming chips, according to the package chosen. As we had no plans to spend time inside these casinos, we decided to go to our bed without being late. We started a new day, with plans of visiting the Candolim area of Goa. Candolim is around 12 kilometers from Panjim and one needs to cross the Mondovi River and travel west to the destination. The Atal Setu Bridge, also known as Mondovi Cable-Stayed Bridge, carries the National Highway 66 over the tidal part of Mondovi River. While passing over the parallel bridge, the view of the vibrant area of Mondovi River came to our sight. Boats carrying guests between the casino vessels and shore is seen resting along the jetty terminals. Goa has a good population of Hindu community, and few Hindu and Sikh temples were seen along the route. Public transport in Goa is less developed, and residents depend heavily on their own transportation, usually motorized two-wheeler and small family cars. Tourists staying in the capital city mostly spend daytime visiting attractions outside the city and return to this vibrant atmosphere by evening. Major area of the road to Candolim passes parallel to the shore. The casinos were seen at a distance on our way. Goa's economy is primarily dependent on tourism and mining industry. Goa is the state with highest proportion of urban population, with 62.17% of the population living in urban areas. Goa is traditionally known as a tourist paradise for its natural scenery, beautiful beaches and cultural diversity. Our first destination for the day is Eguada Fort, which is a hilltop fort located in Kandalum Beach. After a short drive up the hill, long queue of vehicles started appearing along the roadside, which intimated that we are approaching the fort. With a historical legacy of about 400 years, Fort Eguada is a massive and marvelous citadel, defining the landscape of Goa. The Eguada Fort is a monument to Portuguese construction and engineering. It is an archaeological survey of India protected monument of national importance. This fort was built by the Portuguese rulers and has beautiful Italian design carved on the walls. Situated in Candolim, Fort Eguada stands overlooking the Arabian Sea, and offers mesmerizing views of the surrounding areas. Built over 3 years from 1609 to 1612, it once defended the Portuguese stronghold against Dutch and Maratha invaders. Fort Eguada is a typical example of Portuguese military architecture. Built of durable literate stone, its massive bulwarks stands 5 meters high and 1.3 meters thick, and have stood against the test of time. Built in 1612, it was once the grandstand of 79 cannons. It is one of those few forts in India that has never been conquered by an enemy. Visitors can witness the endless sea, a beautiful lighthouse, and an amazing fort, which altogether will give the feel of a perfect landscape. The fort has served as the location for various Bollywood films. The fort also has great spots to watch sunsets while in the party capital of India. Aguada Fort is not just a monument, it's a place where a significant part of Goa's history was shaped. The Eguada Fort Lighthouse, erected in 1864, is the oldest of its kind in Asia. It was a reference point for the vessels coming from Europe at that time. The lighthouse at the initial stages used to emit light once in 7 minutes. Crews of passing ships often visited the fort to replenish their freshwater stores. It has the capacity of storing over 2.3 million gallons of water, which was one of the biggest freshwater storage of the time in whole of Asia. This is how the fort got its name, Aguada, meaning watery in the Portuguese language. This fort is divided in 2 segments. The upper part acted as fort and watering station, while the lower part served as a safe berth for Portuguese ships. The upper part has a moat, underground water storage chamber, gunpowder room, lighthouse, and bastions. It also has a secret escape passage to use during time of war and emergency. Since the Portuguese established colonial rule in Goa, they took immense pains to protect themselves from hostile neighbors and enemy forces that waged war against their empire in Europe. The confluence of the Mondovia River and the Arabian Sea was of great strategic importance, because whoever controlled this location controlled the waterways into the heart of Goa, and the then capital, Villa Goa. Three forts were placed in such a manner as to be able to catch enemy ships in a daunting crossfire. However, when the Dutch squadron attacked the harbour in 1604, even the combined might of these 3 forts proved ineffective. Although the invaders were eventually repelled, it was at the cost of several Portuguese sailing vessels and countless lives. Moreover, they returned in 1606 and blockaded the harbour, effectively cutting off the trade routes. The Portuguese saw the need for a more potent military setup and thus began the construction of the Eguada Fort in 1609. This fort was renowned as the biggest water reservoir in Asia. The fort has a glorious history and is seen as an important part of nation, as it stands holding the pride and conveying its significance to the generations. The fort, together with its lighthouse, is one of the most visited attractions in Goa. Its brilliant architecture as well as the breathtaking views it offers of the Arabian Sea, collectively make it a top tourist fascination in the region. We decided to visit the jail complex and headed along the coastline. The view of the waters from the hill is awesome. A part of the fort premises was converted into a jail and was actively used during the administration of the 100th Prime Minister of Portugal, called Salazar. Aguada Central Jail is situated right below the fort and has always the attention of tourists, due to its interesting location overlooking the sea. This is one of the largest jails in Goa. Dozens of peaceful protesters demanding that Goa be handed back to India, found themselves imprisoned here. Waves were crushing against the rock formations along the coastline. The location is relatively less crowded and many tourists were seen spending time on the rocks. Not many tourists visiting Eguada Fort come down to this spot. Overlooking the waters is a wonderful property known as Jimmy's Palace, is the home to reclusive tycoon Jimmy Gusta. As per media reports, considering the historic importance, Goa is all set to open the jail complex to tourists.